All right.
Hare Krishna,
Om
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Just don't pick your nose, right?
And we're live.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Spirit Sessions of View of the Light, episode 7. And we have the wonderful and beautiful and enchanting and all-knowing Emily Harrison with us today. And before we get going, I just want to shamelessly promote the Akashic Academy. The Academy to me has been, I live out in Eastern Ontario, which is nowhere, but in the center of the whole world, because it's nowhere here. And it's been able to give me to connect to friends across the world, like my friend Bex and my friend Teresa, my friend Emily. I have friends in Australia. I have friends in New Zealand. I have friends in the UK. It's like we're gridding the whole planet with spiritual people, and we're having this. So I like it as it's like having a gym membership. It's not that much. It's $11.11 a month or $111 for the whole year. So it's cheaper by the year if you're like that. But to me, it's like a spiritual gym membership, but it's a membership that you use. And if you, unlike the gym, if you don't go every day, you can still go back and watch the replays and get all of that great use out of it. You can binge watch it, all the replays with all the classes and everything. I find it's just wonderful. But so that's my little spiel on the Akashic Academy and how it's brought me from someone who was an accounts payable clerk to someone who's broadcasting live to you today from this wonderful little spiritual program we have. And I'd like you to meet Emily Harrison. Emily, tell us what the ether is at the Akashic Records.
What the ether is going on. Man, I just felt the chills shoot through my body as you handed it over to me. Thank you so much. Really, honestly, where I want to begin before I tell you what the ether is going on is to honor each and every single one of you, ladies, and Rhonda, exactly what you said in terms of being in accounts payable and now hosting your own show. I couldn't be more proud to witness the growth that has happened. I've had the honor and pleasure of working with each one of these women, starting about a year ago, being students inside of my course, Learning to Read the Akashic Records. And I've witnessed them stepping into their gifts and their skills and abilities. And I've witnessed life knocking them down and them getting back up. And I've witnessed the bonds of friendship and that soul family connection that are going on. And I've witnessed this tremendous amount of growth where these women are hosting their own show right now. And they're doing it like it's their job. They make it look easy. This is not easy what you see happening here, but I've seen the level of persistence and determination of women who have the desire to share and to know that they have gifts and skills and abilities to share with the world and to share with each other and to uplift everybody who wants to come into their energy. And I couldn't be more honored to have walked with you those 15 weeks that we walked together over the course of learning to read the records. And this is what happens when you commit to a practice and you find your tribe and you want to feel that essence of change in your life, which is really the whole reason I found the Akashic Records myself, is I wanted transition in my life. I wanted transition in a lot of areas. I wanted to start my own business because I'm sitting at home now and my kids are at school and my husband's looking at me like, you need to find a job, girlfriend. And I didn't want to go to a traditional job. I've been an outside of the box girl my whole life. And I've been somebody plugged into my intuition my whole life. And I've been somebody who's wanted to explore magic my whole life. And I love changing. I love those aha moments where I look at myself and I get why I'm doing what I'm doing on a deeper level, even if it's dysfunctional. And most of the time it is, right? Because that's really the perspective that I found in the Akashic Records, is allowing me to see who I am from a non-judgmental standpoint and why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. And it empowers me to shift and change and grow. And that really was what drew me to the Akashic Records. And now, less than 2 years later, the business that's being created and the connection and the platforms that I'm able to share with other people, not just, I mean, we're all women here today. We're all in the goddess tribe, but they're for men too, for people who want to make that shift and that change. It's just been really such an honor and such a life-changing, and still it's so life-changing. It's taught me how to love myself. It's taught me how to connect with other people more deeply and compassionately. I can tell you that my time in Hollywood made me really hard. Like it made my skin so hard because there's so many people telling me no, and you're not good enough, and you're not what we're looking for today. Come back again, but you're not what we're looking for today, Emily. Like it really started to close me down so much. And you don't have to be in Hollywood to experience that level of closing down. I mean, Teresa, Bex, Rhonda, have you guys experienced that? I mean, outside of Hollywood, the things,
Yes.
the things that make you close down.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to say to everybody to like this up and share this out. I'm sure there's a lot of people out here that would get a lot of worthwhile information from Emily, and from that, I mean, there's a lot of us that feel that way. There's a lot of feel that way. So share it out and like this up. Want to say is Bex, if you share it out the most, even on the replay, Bex is going to has a little announcement what they win from her this week. And we've got lots of people going on here. William's here, your friend William, and our friend William. Anna's here. Christy's here. Casey Marie is here. Jan, your mom's here.
Mama's in the house.
Mike is here, and Sandy Christmas. Eleanor is here, and Marilla, sorry. Dallas is here. Hey, Dallas. Tina.
Dallas.
And lots coming on. Just share this out, everybody, so we can... and hi, Jane. I don't think I've seen you before. And Tara, we've got people coming in from all over the world. And share this out to all over the world because we got some good news going on. Teresa, just before you get into what the records are, Emily, and what even they are, Teresa, tell us about your experience with the Akashic Records and the Akashic Academy and Emily. I just want you to give her a little plug for a minute.
I do. Emily, I'm looking at you. Feel my heart coming through to you right now.
Oh, I just did.
Emily, when I met you, I didn't know I had a psychic bone in my body, but I always wanted it. All my life, you could see, I wanted to be a part of all this, and I never knew it could happen until I met you. Your mentorship, your down-to-earth style of teaching, helping me to truly understand it within me, that this is something I could really do. You've given me confidence. How can you put a price on confidence in your life? I mean, not just here, but in my whole life, Emily, and I love it. But for the fun side, this is like having a TARDIS. If you've ever watched Doctor Who, I can go backward in time, I can go forward in time. Who knew that all of this is what you were going to teach me and how much it would change my life? And I just want to thank you, and I love you so much.
I love you too, and you're so good at it, Teresa. You really, I mean...
Don't make me cry.
Yeah, I know. It's but you're really good at it, and you know, we never know just how much our wings are going to blossom when we do this. But the first time that you took me through the ancient Lemuria or the ancient Egypt tour that you had downloaded from the space of your records, I was blown away. You're so good at this, and it's really like it's my honor and privilege to remind you, to bring this awake, to help you wake up to your greatness. So thank you, my friend, and I love you too.
Thank you.
I don't know, Bex, did you have something you'd like to add about where you've come from?
I have been tiptoeing around spiritual gifts and angelic communication, all that for a very long time. I was lucky enough to have a mom who brought that into my life, the awareness. But I never thought I could really do it. And so I kept feeling pulled towards Emily. I'd see her videos popping up, and I just kept feeling this like tug of, I've got to watch her. She's just so alive and excited and fun. So much fun. Like, I love watching you. I never expected to not only connect with you, like truly connect with you, but to be able to find my soul tribe in the process of opening up to the Akashic Records. I've always felt like an outsider, but this is a place that I feel so comfortable in, even just going through these shifts we're going through and having the symptoms and you know, nobody really understand until they're going through it with you. And you guys all have had such amazing energy to be able to help me move through stuff. Being able to understand myself at a much deeper level than I ever thought was possible, and having such ease with my spiritual gifts now that I don't have to really focus on them to have them happening. They're happening all the time. I wanted to be clairvoyant more than anything. And then I worked with you in the Akashic Records, and clairvoyance is something that it's just there all the time. All the time. It's like not even having to turn it on. It's just there. And it's such an incredible experience. Truly an incredible, and it makes it so I can work with others at such an ease and profound way, you know, to be able to help them with their gifts and help them open up. And it's just been, the ripple effect is beyond compare what I would ever have expected. So
again, going through my body. Here's the thing about you, my Bexy girl, is that sometimes it blows my mind when you guys share your vulnerabilities in the places where you're shy. It's like, I don't see that about you. And I never saw that about you, like being an outsider. When you came into the group, I saw you for the goddess energy that you are right away. And it's like to see that and to watch you shed that skin that tells you I'm an outsider and shed all of those layers and step into that has been, again, it's like that's the gift really for me is to watch, because I don't see all of this other stuff when my students come to me. I see the potential of what you are. And that's part of, and you know, I'm a dreamer and I'm a visionary. And a lot of times I'll get nailed by people for like having blinders on or not seeing the real perspective of what's going on. F that. You know, I can't even believe I said F and not the real word right there. Probably because my mom's out there watching. But I've learned to use that as a gift because I don't see all of those obstacles and those things in your way. I only see the potential of who you are. And you really helped me recognize that about myself, Bex, because you would share the areas where you felt very vulnerable and where you felt shy. And it was funny to me because I'd have to sit back and be like, I don't see that about her. When she goes on and she does a card reading, all I see is the magnificence coming through. And like I said, just for me, that it's been such a gift to watch you shed those layers, because those are false. You are stepping into that energy, that goddess energy that you are, and it's just so fun to watch, people. I can't tell you, it's so fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Emily. Well, William says it's just he had never even paid his attention to his breathing before. Just as simple as that. Just paying attention to your breathing too. So, and that's true. That breathing exercise we do on the Akashic Academy, stop and breathe. It's great.
Do you guys know the history out there? First of all, I'm asking that to the audience. Do you guys know that I've shared with some people in my life the history of how that came about? But I don't know. Do any of you guys know the history of that? It was quite simple, to be honest with you, because Coach Nick, of course, who's my partner inside the Akashic Academy, was my business mentor before he became my partner. And there's a certain protocol that he teaches his people on how to stay engaged. And I might be giving away secrets. He might punish me later for that behind closed doors. Sorry, Coach Nick. Do a video every single day. Do a video. And for me, I put a lot of pressure on myself to like, okay, what am I going to say today that's going to shift people and change people? And I like started making a list, and I went through maybe the first couple of weeks doing pretty good on my list. And then I'm like, oh man, I'm at the end of my list. What am I going to do? What am I going to do today?
Yeah.
And I heard, and it's that asking and that being open to receive. They said, show up and breathe. Just show up and breathe. And I had no idea the domino effect that this would have. I had no idea the different realms of consciousness that it would open up in people. I didn't really even have to do anything but show up and be the conduit of that. And Spirit really taught me in that moment, like, get out of your own way. I mean, like, get off your high horse. It's not about what you say. Like, it's not about you coming up with the brilliant thing to say so that people get, oh, I get it now. It's not about that. It's about showing up and holding that space, and all you have to do is breathe. So not only is it obviously a magnificent thing. Did you get that bone out, Rhonda?
Yeah, sorry.
I got a bone in the throat.
I'm just breathing too much. Yeah. No.
Not only is it having all of these magnificent results for so many of us, but it's taught me, you know, just to get out of my own way. And the lesson so many times is so simple and profound like that. It's just to, get out of your own way. I want to talk a little bit about the Akashic Records for those of you guys who would like a background of what's going on in that. But I also want to invite you to, let's make it like very Q&A. If you have questions about the Akashic Records, this is the time. Type them in that chat box and feel
I'll
free.
let you know what they are. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
come up. Feel free to ask anything that's coming up for you, because I know I had a lot of questions about this realm because it's just so expansive in terms of what it is that we can do with this space. So just to give you guys the simplest breakdown, the Akashic Records are a realm of consciousness where all information is programmed. Okay, every single detail of your past, including your past lives, not just your past in this lifetime, your present, all possible futures. Future exists in infinite possibility. So when people are like, well, can you read my future? Well, sort of. I can read, the different possibilities of your future, but you have the option and the choice and the wiggle room to tap into any of those futures that you want. And again, there's a great application of the Akashic Records. If you want to align to your highest possible future, there are ways that you can use this realm to figure out what that highest possible future is and how do you align to it. Go ahead, Rhonda.
He was asking you, please explain tapping your heart.
Please explain tapping your heart. Thank you. This is a good way to drop into your heart space, William. And this is the doorway, the gateway, the portal to access this space of the Akashic Records, because everybody has the ability to access it. But as a whole in humanity, we're living in our brain. Our consciousness resides in our brain. And the brain will screw you if you don't figure out how to get this bad boy under control, okay? You guys have heard my statistics. The brain is almost constantly thinking negative thoughts on a loop, and the majority of them we don't even realize are going through our head. So it's possible to retrain that brain, but you can't do it without moving out of that space and really developing some love for yourself. So the simple act of tapping on your heart will call your consciousness back down into your heart space, okay? In my opinion, this is what is wrong with the planet today, is that we're not existing in our heart space. The reason that there are school shootings and things going on, this is evidence of the reflection of what's going on in society. We don't know how to love ourselves and to love each other. We don't know how to handle the stress that the brain produces. All right, I'm planning on making some videos later on this week and leaving you guys some resources as a call to action to get meditation in schools. And not just in schools, yes. Bring it to your family, okay? Because this gives us an opportunity to move out of that mind space and learning how to deal with the stress that's going on in modern day life. We don't have the tools. We're not equipped to do it. This is not about gun control, and I've gotten off topic a bit. It's not about gun control. It's about learning to move back into the heart space. And when you are centered in your heart space, that access into the realm of the Akashic Records becomes easy. It's not easy when you're up here in the monkey mind. When you're down here in that heart space, it's natural, and it will naturally happen. So many of you guys have had experiences in your own Akashic Records through dream time, through times that you have just been ready to let go of whatever. Let's say that something extreme is going on in your life and you hit that rock bottom and you're just willing to give it up and let it go, and you're like, what do I do? And then all of a sudden an answer will pop into your head, maybe something that you haven't thought of yet. That's an example of you being in connection with your own Akashic Records. It's very much like visiting the Louvre in Paris, you guys. Many of us have gone to the Louvre before, or seen pictures of it, or had an experience in that space. To really learn how to get all that there is to get in that space, you need a tour guide to take you through that process. So that's why I developed a class that is an online course that anybody can take. If you're willing to invest in yourself and invest in that level of knowledge for yourself and that level of wisdom and self-transformation, it's easy. It becomes very easy to do. But even without me, you guys have very likely experienced those moments of connection to your own Akashic Records. And before I go today, I am going to do an activation to get you guys all connected with your own records. Regardless of if you dive into my class or not, you're going to be able to experience being in that space, because every human being has the capability, has the electrical wiring to move into that space. Well, here's one key component that I want to hit on before I stop talking for a minute and let you guys talk a little bit more, and then we'll do the activation. But it's very important to recognize that even though all the information is programmed and available to us in that space, it's not the same way that we as human beings experience situations and information in our life. Okay, it is programmed in there from God's perspective, from a perspective of unconditional love and zero judgment. That's why it's so self-transformational when you go through the process of learning how to do it and you go through an initiation process of a course, because you learn to see yourself from that space of unconditional love and zero judgment. And so many of us, that's the reason we can't love ourselves, is because we're so blocked up in that heart space of judging ourselves and we have no freaking clue what it means to unconditionally love ourselves. That's an access point that comes from that space. It overflows into our life. That's where the self-transformation really comes from, is the fact that this is recorded from God's perspective. All right. And God doesn't see us as the assholes that we see ourselves as. Okay. I promise you. I promise you that.
He doesn't care.
No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. All right. So Rhonda, were there any more questions that were coming up in there
no, they were just,
that we
they're
want to
just
address?
handing you a lot of love, and like to just say that the heart space science has finally caught up with what we knew all along. It's our other brain. They have said it's our other brain. Other brain, and people do die of broken hearts. They get healed with their hearts, get healed. Their life, it's all those things. And just wanted to say, when the most benefit I got from the Akashic course, certified course, was that I started listening to my own intuition and started paying attention. Really, like even as much as yesterday, I was telling the girls my daughter was trying on wedding dresses, and I was watching from FaceTime. Real quick story. And she tried on one. Oh, I really like this one. And my heart wanted to say, yeah, it's really pretty. I said, but please try on that next one. Just try on that next one. She says, oh, because they were all ready to say yes to this dress. I said, would you just go try on that next one? And I said, she said, which one? Just one of those. So she picked it out and she goes, oh, this is the dress I want. So I'm just thinking, like, well, thanks, guys. Thanks, because I wouldn't have spoke up, because I was happy just to let her have whichever one she wanted, and that was, whatever, well, not within reason, yeah. So, but yeah, I just thought there's a real world example of what happens when you're connected. You get that. You get those, and you say, yeah, I'm going to pay attention to that.
I'm going to cry again. Wedding dress shopping's my favorite ever.
I know, and I'm 3,000 miles away, so I had to do it over FaceTime. What can I say? Anyways.
Well, just another beautiful example of how we can connect through this medium here, through the technology that is available to us today. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you are looking for your spiritual tribe, if you are looking for this level of transformation that I've shared and these women have shared that they've been through, it's at your fingertips. All you have to do is be willing to say, I'm valuable enough to give my time and my energy to that process. It's at your fingertips at this point in time, which is really beautiful.
Cool. So Emily, would you do a little activation, because we're all
yes,
waiting on
I
beta
will.
Yay! And remember,
you
this
guys
is
wanted
good in
an
the
activation.
Replay. So
yes,
if you want more, you can do it over and over and over again. It's great.
That's right. The party starts whenever you get here, everybody. So even if you're not here with us live right now, watch the replay. If you want an extra dose of it, do the replay again. What we're going to do today is just a very simple activation to connect each one of you with that space of your own Akashic Records. And for me, my mama gifted me an Akashic Records reading about, it's hard for me to remember timelines because it all seems all the same, but maybe 10 to 15 years prior to me deciding that I wanted to learn how to do this. And I didn't recognize it at the time, but of course, looking back, I realized that having that experience is what woke up the Akashic Records inside of me. So that's what I want to give to each and every single one of you today. I want to wake up that connection with your Akashic Records inside of each and every one of you guys today. I use a particular crystal, and I recommend this crystal here to my students. This is a wand version of selenite. Yep, Rhonda's got hers right there. Comes in great heart shapes. Oh yeah, look, they're all holding up. Woohoo! Yes. Selenite is an incredible crystal. It's not the only one by any means, but it is a really incredible crystal, especially for beginners moving into that space of the Akashic Records. So if you feel guided to just start learning this in your life, like I said, whether it's with me or not, I do highly recommend picking up. They're not expensive. They don't hang on to negative energy. They're only connected with the light, and they glow, and that really helps hold the space for you to step into that glowing essence of yourself. So I'm going to use my crystal right here, and I'm going to just set an intention right now that I can be the most clear channel for each and every single one of you, that I can magnify this energy as it's moving from the space of the Akasha. I'm going to use it, move it through my crystal. And I just want you guys to open and receive this energy, receive it into your heart chakra, all right? And of course, you guys know that I like to synchronize breath, so I'm going to invite you to synchronize your breath with me, because when we do that, we really move into a space of unity and a space of oneness. So everybody, nice deep breath in. And a nice slow exhaling. And it's long and slow, that exhale. You don't get to rush out of it. Keep going. Wring out those lungs like a washcloth. Good. Deep breath in. And exhaling. As you're wringing out those lungs, that washcloth, letting all negative thoughts of yourself go, all judgments of yourself go. Give yourself that permission right now. Nice deep breath in. And with this exhale, I want you to imagine a column of light and sending it down into Mother Earth. We want to anchor ourselves into the crystalline core center of Mother Earth. So we're just sending that column all the way down. Traveling down, and feel yourself lock into that magnetic crystalline core energy of Mother Earth. You'll know when you get there. Intuitively, you'll feel it, okay? And so many of us who have the connection with our intuition, or that desire to connect with our intuition and spirit, we can get really flighty. It's very important that we ground into Mother Earth. Mother Earth is here to support and to facilitate this growth. But if we don't have deep roots anchored into Mother Earth, we just float all over the place. So this is really important for the growth aspect of ourselves, okay? Being very grounded. Good job. And then I want you to send that column of light again all the way up into the ether. So we travel through the layers of space and time. We go up through the top of our head, moving up through the atmosphere, passing the moon, passing the sun, passing our solar system. Again, this is a visual that symbolically takes us through the realms of space and time. We pass our solar system and our galaxy, the other galaxies in our universe. We come up to that invisible force field between the physical universe and the great beyond, the ether, the Akash. And then allow yourself to move through that. Give yourself that permission. Moving through that barrier and anchoring into that space of the ether, that unconditional love, that God energy, that source energy. And then opening up that column, allow that energy to come spiraling down, moving into your own light body, into your physical body. Let it move into every cell inside of your body, and all the way down, anchoring deep into the crystalline core center of Mother Earth. So now you've got this awesome connection moving. And I'm just going to call forward right now the masters, the teachers, the loved ones, and our guides. Those are all of the light beings that exist within the space of the Akashic Records. Asking that they're surrounding us all now in sacred ceremony as we are pinpoints of light all over this planet. And I want you to see your light expanding. See yourself as that pinpoint of light there inside of your heart. And I want you to allow that pinpoint of light to expand. Okay, locate yourself, GPS yourself. Where are you on this planet? See yourself on the planet and see your light expanding. And now I want you to step into the more omnipotent aspect of yourself, where you can be that light expanding, but you can also observe the pinpoints of light all across the globe who are expanding. Those are all the people who are here with us now and in the replay, all expanding and growing together, all learning to connect into that space of the Akashic Records where all information exists, where healing exists, where the motivation and the support that you need to create what it is that you're here to create, to fulfill your life purpose, where all of that exists. Maybe you don't know what the heck your life purpose is. That information is there in the Akashic records for you. Igniting your soul purpose right now. Allowing that to come to the surface, come to your conscious mind so that you can wrap your head around it, so that you can understand that. And just sealing in the ability for you to see yourself for who you truly are, which will in turn allow you to see others for who they truly are, which will allow you to see situations for what they truly are. So many times we play the victim in situations and get pissed off at how we feel like someone else has been unjust to us. That's not the big scope. That's not the true nature of the situation. Okay, when you see yourself for who you truly are, you see life for what it truly is as well. Thanking the masters and the teachers, the loved ones, and our guides here for this powerful energy that they're holding. We ask that they seal in this higher level of frequency for each and every single one of us. So be it and so it is. And I also invite each and every single one of you to receive a fine-tuning of your own awareness. What does that mean? That means that you allow yourself to realize as you're moving through this day, through this week, through this next month, the times when you're like, oh yeah, I am different in this moment. My judgments aren't as harsh in this moment. Normally I feel very triggered by a situation like this, but today I feel peaceful. I invite you to experience that fine-tuning of your own awareness that allows you to see your own growth. Because when you see and acknowledge the areas where you're growing, you gain momentum. And the Akashic Records are a divine tool that allows us to grow into who we are, who we're meant to be. Wonderful, so be it and so it is. Everybody, nice deep breath in. And as you're releasing the meditation, come back slow, wiggle a little bit. Let the energy start flowing through your body. Start to take the first fine-tuning of awareness right now. Is the room brighter? A lot of times, the room, the actual visual colors that you see will look brighter to you after you do this, okay? Good job, everybody. And thank you guys so much for letting me hang out here with you guys.
Bex has a few announcements and announces last week's winner and announces who shares out the most this week. Go ahead, Bex.
Well, last week's the winner of last week's giveaway, which is a angelic channeling reading with Tersea Warren, which are amazing and powerful and incredible. And the one who shared out the most last week was Tig Shalina Ozuna. So congrats, Tig.
Ooh.
That's awesome. You're going to have such an amazing experience. And for this week, whoever shares out the most is going to get a free mini reading with me. So I'm super excited to see who I get to work with next week. Can't wait. So please share this out. Get it out to everybody that you think might even have a slight interest in this, because I'm telling you, this is powerful stuff. We're ready to move as a collective into this space. Mm-hmm. And the more people that have this in their awareness, the more that we're going to have healing, universally. And it's time. It's time for us to start to have these profound effects in every aspect of life. So
it can be those points.
Let's do this together.
Right.
Yes.
I got chills when you said that. I just want to share with you guys, if you're interested and you want to talk to me, I put not only the link to the class so you can see exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about the class, but also a link for a free call. So jump on my schedule and let's get one-on-one and let's talk about what it is that you're going to experience, and you can ask me any other questions that come up.
And we normally don't do this, but we're running late. Guess why?
It's
we just have so much to talk about. No, we just have so much to talk about. It's a huge subject. We could have you again, and we will. Kathy Holmeyer is right on after us, so you have time to go get your tea, get your snack, and then come back and watch Kathy. And she's going to be talking about eye health on nourishing your multidimensional body. And tonight, after supper at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can watch Janelle Cameron from Australia, her Ascension report. And since she's a day ahead, she's got all the news.
She's in the future. She's coming to us from the future.
Yeah, it really is. She really is. It's tomorrow morning there for her tonight. So she has lots about the cosmic stuff that's coming down and how it's affecting us all.
Go
So
through it without Janelle.
we want to thank you all for being with us this afternoon, and thank you, Emily and Bex and Teresa.
Thank you, Emily.
That's
Thank
always
you.
a pleasure, and love you very much.
I love you guys. Love you all out there too watching.
Have a
blessed week.
really good day and blessed day, and we'll talk to you. So see you next week, same time, same bat channel.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.